Do anybody remember the trucking strike several years ago? Some snipers had the highway shut down. Well, Jack brings 5 of his guys together and says, you know, this one really has me in a bind. How is he going to transport 2 tons of steel from Indiana to Illinois without getting some heads blown off? And someone said, school buses. They wouldn't shoot at school buses, would they? And another guy said, well, it depends on who's driving the buses. So someone else said, well, they wouldn't shoot at nuns. They wouldn't shoot at nuns driving school buses, so that's exactly what Jack did. He rented a school bus and dressed some of his guys up as nuns. They pulled into the steel mill, loaded the steel bars into the school bus, and drove the bus back to Melrose Park. And here's the sentence in here that I just love. We were always doing crazy stuff like that to keep the lines running. Nothing stopped us. We come up with the most outrageous things you ever heard of, and they usually worked. See, these are the very kind of crazy and creative ideas that organizations need more than ever if they're going to both survive and thrive. And I mean not just survive. In this program, we're going to look at several things. First, we're going to look at the environment, which best supports creativity. Second, we're going to consider the traits of creative people and how you can develop these traits. Third, examine the 4-step creative process for ideas on how to use the process to help you enhance your own creativity. And fourth, bring through and walk through a few brainstorming processes which helps the team's creativity. And last, let's explore a few techniques for doing some of that out-of-the-box creativity or divergent thinking. Most of us put ourselves in just absolutely hopeless environments for being creative, or we simply don't allow the time necessary for the reflection and creativity of thought that needs to occur given our hectic schedules. In fact, Edison himself would often go to the end of a Florida fishing pier with his fishing pole, but no bait, so even the fish wouldn't interrupt him. His approach. He was the great inventor of our time. Every month, he'd go down to a newsstand, and he would choose a magazine he'd never read before. Now, you're not going to get lucky every month, but you do this enough and pile that information in, you'll get that luck. Well, as luck would have it, one month, he reached in and grabbed a magazine on nature. And the cover story happened to be about the structure of the common housefly's eye. Now, honestly, how many of you here would take the time to read that article? Except maybe you. What did Buckminster Fuller invent? Geodesic dome. You might know it as the Epcot Center. You must capture these fleeting flashes of brilliance while you can. Or as I've modified the saying to read, one idea on paper is worth 2 in your head. And I don't want you to take this point lightly. These inspirations are the gifts which must be captured, and the key word is immediately. How many of you have laid there in bed, you're falling asleep, and all of a sudden some idea comes into your mind, but the lights are off, you're all comfortable, there's no easy way to note it down, so what do you say to yourself? Well, I'll remember it in the morning. Yeah, right. What happens? It's gone. It's gone. I want to make a big deal about this point. I want to jump up and down. Don't blow a great idea because you were too lazy right at this moment, to record it. Now, some suggestions. I guarantee if you'll try this process, people will be looking around for the next 18 minutes, and at the 19th minute, you will feel light bulbs literally go off in the room, and those will be the breakthrough ideas, and people will actually put their heads down and start writing furiously before the deadline. See, the first ideas that come out of your mind are right there at the surface, the conscious. What you need to do is allow people time to get down into the depths of their mind and pull out the creative ideas. See, our only advantage over technology, at least for a while, is our ability to reason, reflect, and think divergently. It's using this thing we've got right upstairs. In fact, I would defy a computer to think to use nuns and school buses to solve a major distribution problem. Therefore, only those of you that are able to enhance your creative output are going to thrive.